Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 45. You can find me online everywhere as Carolien, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Ravelry, the works, you know it. There is a Ravelry group for this podcast and for my yarn, which is the Colourful Creativity group, which you can find in the group section on Ravelry. I have an Etsy shop, kralalien.etsy.com. And there is a blog with show notes for the whole podcast, which is blog.kralalien.nl. So, welcome everyone. I am happy to be back. A week late, but good reasons, which I will tell you all about later. Welcome first of all, of course, to all new viewers. I noticed quite some new subscribers, so hi, happy to have you here. And also for new viewers who aren't subscribed yet, if you like it here, click subscribe on YouTube and you will be notified when there is a new update on this podcast. And then of course, thank you to all returning viewers. I'm happy you stick around here. So, what's been going on? Well, I had some really hectic schedule things. I have 2 courses at the same time. One for my volunteer job at the cancer home and one for for myself. Yeah, brain body balance again. Now one step further. So really deep, difficult work. And last week was just a really deep, difficult week. I feel much better now. Now I have apparently gotten rid of that step. It was all about my inner teenager who I had some trouble, and yeah, I was feeling all that again. So I think you would say now I was depressed as a teenager and I was feeling all those feelings again. So I really felt like, just leave me alone. Not my happy self to be out here. Today I am totally my happy self again. I also managed to lose my brand new golden earrings last week on the day I would have recorded. So I was like showdown. Yeah, I really felt like shit. So I didn't really feel like recording, and I also told on Instagram I wouldn't be recording that week. And I didn't know when there was a shop update, but I did some silent shop updates and I will tell you all about it later in the podcast. I just added my stock and I didn't really do a big shout out. So everyone who was in the shop and saw my stuff and was able to buy it, you got lucky. So yeah, I have a really full episode with 3 weeks worth of knitting, and I've been knitting like crazy, apparently, because I didn't notice, but I did. And the more crazy talk is later, so I will start with the first project that I finished. That's probably not a surprise. I finished the symphony socks. I was working on them the last time I recorded the podcast, I think. And yeah, they are finished. And they are my second name for these socks is Beaded Madness, and I really love these socks. I even made them big enough for me, and actually I added in like 5 rows too many, and they fit my husband better than me because they are a bit loose for me. Yeah, so my husband has beaded socks now. He still has to get used to the idea of beads and intricate cables, etc. And if he's not wearing them, I most certainly will. I don't really feel for slouchy socks, but I will find a way to be able to wear them. I will just see what I can do. Just ignore the slouchy part or something. I really love these, and I will probably most certainly knit these again for myself. The yarn I used is a Colourful Creativity smooth sock in the colorway Honey Honey, and it was actually my first skein of that yarn just to try the base, which I love, and that's why I took it in my shop. And here you can see I knit these, I think, on 2.5 or 2.25 5mm needles, but I will have put that information in the box already, and otherwise it's in my show notes or on my project page on Ravelry, to where you find the link in the show notes. So yeah, sock project number 1 today. So next up, where are you? There you are. What I can say about these socks, I finished them in time. I advanced from round 4 to round 5 and I was still in the competition. And I will tell you later if I am still. The sock madness competition is really crazy, that's for sure. Then I have finished my match and move, and yes, I have to weave in all the ends, but here it is. It's not even blocked, it's nothing. I noticed I was getting blue fingers from every yarn in there. Well, not from the dark yarn after I set it, but now from the light yarn, and it was kind of weighing every round to see if I could make it, but I made it. I even was able to cast off. I think I had 3 grams left of the dark blue, or the semi-solid blue, not dark blue. And I had a little bit more left of this one, but yeah, I really love how it looks and I love the shape, so I am totally up to making a Find Your Fate, which is even bigger, and I would really love a blanket sized shawl, because this one is actually still moderate and kind of small-ish for me, I think. So yeah, but I do love it. I will have to wash and block it and see how much it bleeds. I probably would not wear it with a white t-shirt or going out in the rain or with very hot weather, but who wears a shawl with very hot weather when they are sweating already? But yeah, so yeah, this is the Match and Move shawl by Martina Behm. The yarn, the semi-solid blue, is Fiber Spades 5 Vaches 4-ply, and the other one is Sticky Stardust by I Knit or Dye from I Knit in London. I also bought the Fiber Spades yarn there. Needle size, I forgot. I knit these on bamboo needles and actually it wasn't that bad. I really like that. So yeah, I finished this. I finished this after I finished those socks. I was like, I need something really simple without paying attention. It was really nice to just be able to blind knit again. That's not all. I have another finished object, which I did not expect. Well, sock madness. Pretty much sock madness. And I have here in the front of the pattern, it is the Honey and Clover sock. And this one is by Natalia Vasilieva. I hope I pronounced that right. Her name on Ravelry, I think, is Skein Charmer. And she makes really detailed, intricate mosaic knitting patterns. Which was like, what? It's a technique I never heard of. The pattern came out last week on Wednesday, the 24th, at 7 p.m. for me. Or 10 past 7 actually, I had my email. I saw it at 20 past 7 and I had to leave the house at 5 minutes later. So I was like, what? The pattern is here and I can't start. So that was a bit of a hot mess leaving. I had to look at the pattern. I just skipped it through a bit and I was like, what do I have to do? No, I can't do that. I sure as hell can't. No, I have never seen this technique. I've never done this. This looks so difficult. Yeah. Wow. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I'm going on my nose again and again. It's hay fever season and oh my god, it itches. So here they are, and these are knit cuff down with a special cast on and then a twisted cuff, just like those lamb, chick and bunny socks. I already did in round 3. So, and then there is mosaic knitting. This is the first sock I did. I knit these on 3mm needles because you know me and my stranded knitting is so tight that it's like horror for stretchiness, and these are actually quite good. This part fits me. This part, however, is so tight again with the slip stitch pin stripes and the stranded knitting that, well, it's for people with very narrow and small feet, but with bigger fluffy calves. And I can tell you, I found my Cinderella. So a friend who I said, well, if it fits you, you can, I will most certainly give you my pair of socks. I have no clue what the pattern will be. I have no clue what yarn I'm using, but if they fit you, you can have them. They fit her like perfect. So yeah, I'm happy. I found my Cinderella and I knit these socks last night. I finished them at, well, 0 AM, 12 AM, how you want to call it. I just finished them in the night and I wasn't able to sleep until like almost 2 AM just because of all the adrenaline. I really hated it. The first sock was like, I hate this. I do not like this. This is stupid. I'm gonna give up. I'm not gonna do this anymore. This is just torture. And then I started sock 2. And I hope you can see why sock 2 made me change my mind. It is all about the yarn. This dark blue, which is like continuing from here, the gradient from the Zauberball, makes all the difference. I really love it. So, but I think it looks messy because of the garter stitch. I am not a garter stitch person. I am a stockinette stitch person. It's clear to me now. I would totally knit again a mosaic sock, but then I would do it in stockinette and with a bigger contrast than this. But I started here with the dark blue, so I never expected it to be this light and this messy and weird looking. If you hold it further away, you can see the pattern. But with this one, it's like really beautiful and pronounced. And to here, it gets really beautiful. But yeah, it is funny, however, how this really is the opposite way. That's the Zauberball. So I used a Scoopel Zauberball and a Drops Fable. I used more than 50 grams and I had to play Yarn Chicken. I think it ended here with me losing big time. So yeah, oh well. I had enough yarn because I had those 2 walls of green and I will probably still have enough green left over for the next pair of socks. Because, of course, I made it. I was number 2 in my team. Someone finished while I was at my Brain Body Balance course. And I had a course on Monday, which took me all day. So I hadn't knit 1 stitch that day, which made me like crazy. Because I had to knit, because I wanted to continue to round 6. And yeah, well, I managed to continue to round 6. I am hopefully able to continue another round. Round 6 was really the goal. That's where I set the bar. And now I am there and I was 2nd in my team. I am like, yeah, I could just try and be number 1 in my team and see what happens. So hopefully the pattern will come out at a convenient time and I will be able to knit a lot. I won't have my 1-day course next week. I do have the Brain Body Balance and some appointments, but we'll see about that. Maybe I can just magically knit a pair of socks in 3 days. Who knows? And this is actually pair number 11 for me. I knit 11 pairs of socks already this year, which sounds to me like crazy. I want to knit 17, so it's right on track. And I even got most of the socks here, because none of these, oh no, one of these only has their ends woven in. I am a really, really naughty knitter. I really hate weaving in ends, but I really should do it. Especially the ones with extra ends like these, like the striped socks, or just the ones with contrasting heels, toes and cuffs. Really? Well, these I will not weave in because these will be cut. These won't be woven in because these will become gloves. They will have to be woven in someday, but well, I think, let me check. This one is woven in, this one isn't. So yeah, naughty, naughty Carolien. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs of socks with ends to weave in. It's not crazy. And these are all Sock Madness, like with this one and this one. This is the whole stack of Sock Madness socks now. And everyone who is getting a pair, because well, this one is going to a friend, this one is going to a friend, this one is gonna stay with being gloves, this one is gonna stay with being shorties, this one is going to a friend, and this one is going to my husband. Everyone has to wait. I want to finish the whole Sock Madness, put all these socks in a photograph, and then people can get them. Because actually I am really, really proud of this, and it feels so silly, and it's just a competition on nothing really important. But I'm having so much fun at this. And actually the knitting into the night while my husband already went to bed, and the cats too, it was like, okay, this is really, really crazy, but I have to do this now because I want to be in this team. And I was really, really smart to do that, because this morning 4 other people were finished as well. So we are now with 5, and I think I saw another one finish, so 6. And there's only 8 places, so that would have stressed me out this morning, and now I was able to just go to bed, be finished, and be happy. So yes, that was that. And that is not all I've been up to. I managed to do whip work also. I even started a new project, because well, you never have enough. No, I did the match and move, and after that I was like, okay, now I want to do something in stockinette and not something in garter. So I got my beautiful rainbow bag I got from Stephen West, and in here, oh dear, the yarn is in the zipper, which is not handy, is lace. Yes, there is lace knitting from the woman who said, yeah, I hate lace. She is knitting a garment out of lace, and this twists and turns, and I am still scared that there is a twist in there, but there isn't, because I already removed it in the 3rd row. I frogged it like 3 times because of a twist, and then I was like, no, I'm just gonna twist this stuff and then it's good. This is just plain stockinette. And yes, these are Knit Pro wooden needles. Yeah. I don't have this size in bamboo. It is a 3.5mm. And I didn't have the size of tips for my interchangeables, so that's something I will order pretty soon. It was not nice to knit a silk merino combination on metal needles. It felt really too slippery, so I decided to switch to these wooden needles. The yarn I'm using, I will show you this ball, is colorful lace, and the colorway is called Midnight Blue. Here you can see it, the card, my card, yeah. It is 70% merino and 30% silk, and it is 600 meters. And of course I forgot to tell you which pattern it actually is. And I hope you can see it from this photo, because it's of course in black and white and this pretty dark. This is Bonnie by Tin Can Knits. And here you can see the drawing. This is a beautiful lace top with a V waterfall shaped kind of lace work in there on the front, which I love, and I hope to be able to wear this somewhere this summer. I will admit I did this in 3 days, I think, so I'm actually hopeful that after Sock Madness I can do this. Yes, after Sock Madness is Tour de Fleece time. Yes, and then it's already August. Yes, I know, I'm trying. So yeah, we will see what happens. I am very eager to finish these, and that makes me kind of wonder if I am going from a process knitter to a project knitter, because I counted and I have finished 16 items this year. Crazy amount for me, because I always start things and I never finish, I think. If you wonder what I'm drinking, I made myself an iced coffee because the weather is beautiful here. I think it's about 24 degrees. Way better than last Monday when I had my course. We had 33 degrees and we were locked inside an old building with no air conditioning and just 15 people in one little room. So yeah, that's whip number 1. Then I have here whip number 2 in my Knit and Stitch Bits bag. This, my darlings, is again hand-dyed yarn. Why? I've been very, very good. Normally I always have bought yarn and I think I should knit more with my own yarn, and now I'm like, oh really, I'm only using my own yarn. And of course the ball is unwinding. So here we have a 20 gram mini in grey, semi-solid, and here it is, no rainbows without rain, all caked up. And this is Colourful Smooth Sock. This is the sock set I have in my shop. I don't have a card because, well, I know what it is and I don't write my own cards, apparently. And what else should I be knitting as a sock? This is the sole of the sock. So the back. I really love that it kind of pulls a bit, and this is the front. I am knitting it with a purl stitch on the rainbows to make it more stand out. I really love how it looks, and I'm really curious how it's gonna be on the leg, because it will be walking around and around in purl stitch, and I think that will be really, really pretty. Oh, there's our co-star. Yes, did you have a nice sleep, mister? Yeah. Hello. Hello. Oh, there's the missus. Uh-huh. I used their beds to put all my stuff, which is kind of not really handy. It was handy for me because I could reach that actually. Binx is now trying my iced coffee. It's a good thing. There's a straw in there and he can't do anything. So yeah, I am knitting these back to the rainbow bridges sock. That's how I wanted to call it. Rainbow ridges or rainbow bridges. So I keep changing the name actually in Ravelry. I'm knitting these on 2.25mm needles, and I will not be really going fast with this one. because of the sock madness. Next round will start in 2 days, or no, this round is ending in 2 days, and I don't think the next one will wait a long time. I hope that the next weekend we will be knitting again, which would be good for me because I have time. Then I have one more project in my Colourful Creativity project bag. And I told you about this. My Neon is my neutrals sock that I put on DPNs. I tried to knit on the DPNs. I hated it. I put it on a circular needle. And then I wanted to cast on those Rainbow Bridges sock. It was like really silly, but I was like, I need that needle now. So I put it back on DPNs, and it's okay for DPNs. Whatever, I will switch it back whenever I feel like it, or whenever I have an empty needle again in the right size. Yarn I'm using, Colourful BFL sock, which is a test skein. It's almost the same as the smooth sock, which is the mini I'm using in highlighter neon yellow. Needle size, so 2.25 millimeter. These are Knit Pro Inks. Pattern is Hermione's Everyday Sock. I will show you the pattern a bit better. It's really nice and simple, and just not plain stockinette or plain vanilla. So yeah, pretty happy with it. Now I feel kind of awkward because I hear my neighbors outside. I'm like, yeah, I just hope they can't hear me. So those were my whips. Next up, I guess, yep, acquisitions. And I'm gonna crinkle. Crinkle is good because crinkle means happy stuff in this case. I have been to a little village where I go to the jewelry store. That's where I bought my new golden earrings, which I'm not wearing because one of the earrings is not closing well enough. That's why I lost it. But I found a beautiful craft store, and I had never seen it before, and it's probably been there for longer than I have not been there. I haven't been there in, I think, 2 years, and it looked like it was there before that, but I just haven't noticed because I wasn't a knitter then. So I continued on my quest for the perfect beading crochet hook. This is a 1.0 millimeter brim needle, and this is exactly the needle brand my grandmother had, which I got from her to use for the beaded sock. But these are too big. I was like, it should be a 1 millimeter because it's a 12. Well, apparently it isn't, because they have different sizes, etc., and difficult. But then I knew I needed a 0.05 millimeter needle, and I ordered those, and I even ordered some extra because I could put them in my Etsy shop then, or at least for my customers on my craft nights. So that was probably enough noise. They didn't only sell yarn, needles, etc., but they also sell fabric for quilting. So I got me this beautiful red one with wavy stripes thingies. This awesome polka dotted blue with rainbow-ish colors. Not really rainbows, but not the really bright, just a pretty one. I got this one with like sewing stuff. And I got, of course, kitty cats, which I really like. The lady was very nice, and she took her time to just help you, and yeah, they all had the pre-cut set quarters, etc. So that was really nice. And that was not the only thing I got, because well, who can live without yarn? I love this color. The purple with the teal, with the mustard. This is just so me. And yeah, I know they are singles, and I know I used singles for sock before without, they were also the Magical Mylan White, I think, without the real big success, but I do really love it. And maybe with a little mosaic knitting it will be really nice with the striping. Not sure, we'll have to see what I'm going to do. For now I'm pretty mosaic out mosaicked, whatever. Then I got something really nice. I have 2 skeins of Kremke Soul Wool Jacuzzi, which is a, where is it, 50% silk and 50% yak, which is definitely not yak. We say yucky where you say yucky. It's a bit more pink in the red than it shows up on camera. Not sure if you can see it like this, but yeah, I was hoping it would be a bit more fire engine red, but this is more cherry red. There's a little bit pink in it, but I think this will be an amazing Vierkante, like Little Red Riding Hood. I can totally see myself wear it. So again, lace yarn. I'm not sure what's happening to me, but I want to knit all the lace weight projects and all the lace yarns. I'm like, what? Crazy. It takes even more time, so my yarn is getting thinner and my needles are getting bigger. It's gonna be really pretty. I'm pretty sure of that. And then I have the biggest thing ever, and I'm so happy with it. Ta-da! I bought myself a French Supply & Co. project bag. And this one is yellow, which means it's the special edition that is for sale in Paris at La Bien-Aimée. And I really love it. I can show you, I already put on all my pins, which is quite the collection for someone who doesn't collect pins. Yeah, right. Are you gonna believe that yourself now? Nope. It started out with these 3, which I bought 4 times to send to friends as well. So all 4 of us would have the same pins. Then I ordered these, see please, and the kitty cat, and I got the alpaca for free. And then I saw this one. And this one has a big story. It's about my dad. I'm not sure if you recognize it. It's the Marsupilami. And there was a Dutch singer who had a song about that. I'm not gonna sing it because it will make me cry. But my dad and I always sing that together. It's like we are 2 friends. Yeah. Let's not get into that. I'm gonna get emotional. I actually, when I got this, I cried and I put on the song and I cried even harder. But it was good. And then I got these ones. Cat Mama. Caticorn. I hope you can read this. Cats rule everything around me, which is kind of true. Pro-choice, pro-feminism, and pro-cat. That's what I am. So yeah, and I haven't taken this one out yet because I'm way too scared to lose some pins. And actually, it is really smelly. Hey missus, what are you doing? You want to smell the roses? You want to smell the roses? Yeah, and eat them probably. So we're not gonna do that, missus. So the bag is smelling like it's really new, which is it is, but I'm not sure how to get rid of that. I have to see what I can do. I actually put all those socks I have to weave in the ends in that bag, so I wouldn't notice that they were there. But I might just take it outside with the sunny weather with a darning needle and a pair of scissors and not go anywhere before I finish that. And one does not just simply buy a project bag at La Bien-Aimée. Of course not, because one has to buy the special yarn as well. Here it is. This is La Bien-Aimée, hand-dyed in Paris, and it is merino singles, and the color is Life Aquatic, which was really looking at me like I needed to buy it. I am thinking about starting a collection of singles because I ordered some other singles as well from Hedgehog Fibers, and I carry the base soon. I already have 10 skeins. I just have to try it and dye it and see what I'm gonna make. And I dyed some really pretty stuff, but it's upstairs and I'm not gonna show you this time. I hope to be showing you when I have a swatch. So you have to wait for that. So yeah, those were my acquisitions, and I may or may not have bought some more, which are on the way. They're not here yet. So then I guess I will go on with shop news. And the first one is these two coconuts accessories. The stitch stopper small and the rings, the stitch marker rings large. They are back in stock. Hooray. I already updated my Etsy shop with it. And there are already some people very happy waiting for those. Now the large size is sold out. Okay, so I just ordered them. They will be in next week again, if all goes well, because there are some holidays in between for Germany and for Holland. So fingers crossed they will be here soon and not take as long as this order did. I expected it like end of last week and it came like 2 days ago. But okay. And I also ordered some new coconut stuff, which is a stitch fixer, a double-sided crochet hook, which looked really handy, and it's also magnetic, so you can put it on your knitter's keep, which is also still in stock. And I also ordered, what's it called? It's the leather cord with the screw-on needle tip you can use to put your arms with a garment on a separate piece. It's called the leather stitch kit, I think it was. I haven't had them in my hands yet. I just saw them and they didn't even have a photo in the shop where I buy that. So you have to forgive me. I will show it to you when it is in the next episode, I hope. And otherwise, check out my Etsy. I will announce it, of course. I will probably write a newsletter for it as well because it's a new thing. But for the other things, I think I will just do silent updates, just like for these two. These are 2 skeins of Colourful Creativity, Colourful sock. Just a normal 75-25 sturdy sock yarn in No Rainbows Without Rain. And I will just put them in like that. Not do a huge update for it because there is still No Rainbows Without Rain available, also on soft sock, also the smooth sock. This is also available. Pink Fluffy Unicorn is this colorway. That's where I got my name, of course, the Pink Fluffy Unicorn. It's dancing on rainbows because there's still a lot of rainbow yarn left also in the shop. Rainbow galore. Like I said, No Rainbows Without Rain on soft sock. These two are actually my skein because they are misfits. something went wrong with dyeing. Like, here's some dark splatter. And this one has some red spots in the gray, but it does show you that every dye bath is different. This one is a bit lighter than this one, and that's how it changes through dye baths. So if you want a sweater quantity, please just contact me and I will dye a custom order for you guys, because it's just not nice if it's from 2 dye baths. You do have to alternate skates also when it's from the same dye bath, because, well, I had a dye bath of 6 and actually 3 of them were kind of the same, but the other 3 were like totally different. So I really don't know what happened there, but it went different than I wanted. But so be it. Oh, hi Binx. Hi. You are now very lucky because the shop is full of no rainbows without rain, for those of you who missed the first update. So I guess I talked enough about my shop then, and I will tell you something else. Yes, it's a good thing I got my notes, because my friend Annette from France has a new podcast. She had a podcast in French, which I unfortunately really don't understand. So I'm very, very happy she is now podcasting in English, and which is really, really awesome. So go check her out. And she has a very, very pretty yarn, which is swirl, and it is by Scheepjes. And that is how you pronounce it, Annette. Scheepjes. It's a really hard G, and I can totally understand that you in French wouldn't be able to really pronounce that, and it would be more something like shapejes, but it is pronounced as scheepjes. So yeah, another friend of me also started a new podcast, and her name is Saskia, and she started the Sassy Sheep podcast, and she's really, really nice, and she has so many crafts. I can tell you, I'm crafty, she's more crafty, and she's just as colorful as me. Her big love is also rainbows, and well, she uses quite some of my yarns, which is awesome. And she started dyeing herself now with her 12-year-old daughter, which is really, really great. I think it's good to teach children to be crafty immediately. Oh, is it kissy time? Really? Really? And she just has a brand new puppy, and it's just as cute as Binx. Yes, Binx is my mini dog. Yes, Binx is like a mini dog. Yeah. He just doesn't really bark that way. It does sound like he barks sometimes though, if he sees a fly flying around. But yeah, Saskia is awesome. She weaves, she spins, she crochets, she paints. I got a beautiful painting from her. I think I showed it to you somewhere in photos. And knits, crochets, spins, weaves. What don't you do, Saskia? You do everything. I don't like to paint. I don't like to get my hands dirty with clay. And I don't weave because I'm not a fan. So I do have restrictions there. I really am feeling like I'm a knitter, and the rest is just for fun. So yeah, knitting is also for fun though, but I guess it's time to say goodbye, because I'm just and this episode is long enough, because with the sun and the beautiful weather, I don't think we need to be watching episodes for like an hour or longer. And I guess I will just see you back in 2 weeks, I hope. And yeah, hopefully with a pair of socks that are finished. So bye bye, see you next time.